Daphne quickly strips off her clothing and hops into bed, just in time for Rose to come in and wake her up for the day. Daphne pretends to have been sleeping and asks if her mother is awake yet. Meanwhile, Mrs. Wilson tends to Lady Bridgerton, who insists she didn't overindulge last night and simply slept poorly. Mrs. Wilson leaves to fetch raw eggs and garlic, and as she does, Daphne comes in and announces that she's engaged. Lady Bridgerton, as she assumes that it's to Prince Frederick, she pretends to be thrilled. When Daphne tells her that it's actually Simon who she is engaged to, Lady Bridgerton is genuinely happy, but notes that Daphne doesn't seem to be thrilled. Daphne explains that it's just because everything happened so quickly and insists that she's overjoyed. Lady Bridgerton is thrilled for her, and Daphne declares that she is so in love that she can't imagine waiting a full month to marry. She wants a special license to marry immediately. Lady Bridgerton, reminiscing about her own passionate love, sees no need for an explanation. Mrs. Wilson returns with a drink, but Lady Bridgerton, now feeling much better, says that they have a wedding to plan in 3 days. Daphne pretends she's marrying for love, just as she always wanted. Queen Charlotte, who's walking her dogs, proclaims that Daphne and Prince Frederick's wedding will be the grandest of the year, sparing no expense. However, when she receives Lady Whistledown's latest report revealing that Daphne is engaged to Simon, she is taken aback. Prince Frederick approaches, sensing something is wrong, and asks if anything has happened. Rose dresses Daphne, who lists all the things she'll need for her wedding. Lady Whistledown speculates why Simon and Daphne need a special license. Either true love or a scandal, this makes Cressida and Lady Cowper smirk as they read it. As Daphne, Eloise, and Hyacinth descend the stairs, followed by their mother and maids, Hyacinth asks Daphne what it feels like to be in love. Eloise has a less flattering view, but Daphne tells her she'll know soon enough. Eloise denies she'll follow in Daphne's footsteps. Humboldt then announces Prince Frederick's arrival to see Daphne. Daphne apologizes to Prince Frederick, who assures her that it's unnecessary. He admits he was surprised but believes he misread the situation. She says he didn't, but explains that love is the greatest force of all and she and Simon couldn't resist their feelings for each other. Frederick wishes her luck and leaves. Once he's gone, Daphne realizes Hyacinth has been eavesdropping and hopes Simon's proposal was half as romantic as her conversation with Frederick. Lady Danbury is frustrated because Simon is late to meet her, Daphne, and Lady Bridgerton. When he finally arrives, it's clear that he's been drinking. Daphne suggests a walk, leading to an awkward conversation. They're met by Lord Wetherby and his wife, who notice the couple's apparent discomfort. Lady Bridgerton chalks it up to nerves. Anthony goes to see Genevieve Delacroix, only to be told that Sienna is not there. Genevieve tells him that it's too late. Sienna is gone and refuses to reveal her whereabouts, saying he's done enough. Lady Feverton tells Lord Feverton that Mrs. Varley had trouble at the Modiste. Genevieve is refusing dresses until the bills are paid. Lord Feverton dismisses the need for new dresses, suggesting they rewear old ones. Lady Feverton retorts that he could do without his tobacco, snatching his pipe. Their footman announces Colin is there to visit Marina, who admires the flowers he brought. Penelope interrupts, pointing out Colin's travel plans, but Colin states his plans are uncertain as there are things in London he might miss more than seeing the world. As Colin and Marina talk privately, Penelope questions the wisdom of allowing Marina to court young Colin, but Lady Feverton walks away without answering. Mrs. Wilson tells Rose what she'll need to do to help Daphne adjust to living at Simon's estate. Mrs. Wilson notices the cake is the wrong colour but learns there's no sugar available to fix it. Rose is overwhelmed by the staff's questions about Daphne's wedding preferences. Mrs. Wilson advises Rose to know these things as she is Daphne's lady's maid. Genevieve works on Daphne's wedding dress, promising she won't be disappointed. Lady Bridgerton mentions the need for new night dresses, confusing Daphne until Genevieve explains they're for the honeymoon. Cressida approaches Daphne and Daphne asks for a private word. Cressida reveals she saw Daphne and Simon unchaperoned in the garden and accuses her of trapping Simon into marriage. Daphne warns Cressida to be careful with her words as she could make an enemy of a future duchess. Queen Charlotte reads the latest Lady Whistledown paper unhappily. Prince Frederick announces his return to Prussia. The Queen advises him to fight for Daphne if he truly wants her, but he declines. Informed that the king is lucid, the Queen, frustrated, dismisses Frederick. Simon meets with Antony, who brings up Daphne's dowry. Simon refuses it, finding the concept insulting, and suggests putting the money in a trust for Daphne. He assures Antony of his commitment to Daphne's well-being. Antony apologizes for shooting at Simon, but Simon shrugs it off, teasing about Antony's poor aim. The Archbishop arrives and Antony thanks him for the special license, but the Archbishop reveals it's been denied. Daphne is shocked by the denial, worried it gives Cressida time to ruin her reputation. Lady Danbury arrives, suggesting that they appeal to the Queen directly. They should simply declare their love without begging or insincerity. Daphne and Simon agree. Benedict returns to Henry Granville's, awed by the scene. He flirts with Genevieve and soon they are kissing. They find Henry in an embrace with another man but quickly return to their tryst. Simon is drunk when Will finds him, questioning if marrying Daphne would be so bad. Simon, frustrated by the circumstances, downplays his feelings. Will and Alice are invited to the wedding, which they accept. Alice mentioned Will's new exhibition series, hoping Simon and Anthony might invest. Daphne, Simon, Lady Bridgerton, and Lady Danbury appear before the Queen. Daphne declares their love, recounting their journey from friendship to romance. Simon supports her, describing how Daphne brings him joy and pleading for the Queen's blessing. Touched, the Queen asks Daphne if she wants to marry Simon. Simon stands at the front of the church, and Anthony leads Daphne down the aisle, surrounded by family and friends. The Archbishop marries them. At the reception, Daphne is intercepted by Cressida, who hopes Daphne will remember her kindness in keeping secrets. Penelope watches Colin and Marina flirt, worried about Marina's intentions. Marina suggests a private moment and Colin proposes. Marina, thrilled, accepts, but they agree to delay the announcement out of respect for Daphne's day. Daphne thanks the Queen, who hopes she enjoys her wedding night. Lady Danbury insists she is not Lady Whistledown to Eloise, who vows to find out the truth. The Queen, intrigued, asks Eloise about her suspicions. Henry compliments Benedict, who is introduced to Henry's wife, Lucy. Lady Bridgerton finds Daphne in her old room, offering motherly advice about marriage. Daphne has questions about children, but Lady Bridgerton reassures her of Simon's love. As they prepare to leave, Daphne hugs her family, giving Eloise her old room as a gift. Daphne and Simon depart in a carriage headed for an inn for the night. At the inn, they are given separate rooms, and Daphne, distressed, confronts Simon. They confess their feelings, leading to a passionate kiss. Their kiss turns more intense and they move on to the bed. Simon tenderly guides Daphne through their first night together, deepening their bond as husband and wife. That's it for the recap of Bridgerton. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next recap.